What's going on, guys? How y'all doing tonight? Southern Guy here. We are here for the Raw review for the episode of tonight's Monday Night Raw that happened on August 22nd, 2016. Guys, we start off with Raw tonight. We started off with Raw tonight. Brooklyn, New York. Demon King, FINNBalor had to relinquish the WWE Universal Championship tonight because he suffered a shoulder injury at last night's WWE SummerSlam. He's going to be gone for, I think, about 4 to 6 months. He's having surgery. So FINNBalor had to relinquish the WWE Universal title to kick off Raw. We saw Stephanie and Mick Foley in the ring to kick off Monday Night Raw. FINNBalor came down with the belt and his sling on. He had a sling on one arm. He had the belt on the other. He come in, gradually gave a little speech, told the fans thank you, told Seth Rollins thank you. He relinquished the belt to Mick Foley, and Mick Foley raised up the belt, raised up FINNBalor's arm. As we go, then FINNBalor exits up the ramp. Then comes out Seth Rollins, says that he what's rightfully his, the WWE Universal Championship. Mick Foley and Stephanie said it's not going to work like that. He said it's not going to work like that. Then who comes out? Sami Zayn and all them, Roman Reigns, everybody exit for the locker room. Kevin Owens, everybody comes out to the ring, wants a shot at that gold, that WWE Universal title. So we see, when Stephanie announces qualified matches tonight, whoever wins tonight gets to make it to a fatal 4-way match next week for the WWE Universal Championship. So we see that get announced that next week, whoever out of the 4 people who advance tonight will be in the fatal 4-way. Her wins will get the WWE Universal Championship. So we start off with the first match of the night with Seth Rollins going against Sami Zayn to advance in the next week's Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship. So we see Seth Rollins defeat Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn hurts his foot on the move. He flipped over Seth Rollins. You can see he grab his foot or his ankle. Looked like he was kind of hurt, banged up there. So we see Seth Rollins defeat Sami Zayn. The Architect, Seth Rollins, defeated Sami Zayn to move on to the next week's WWE Fatal 4-Way Championship match. Next match, Kevin Owens goes against Neville in a qualified match. We see Kevin Owens defeat Neville to advance to next week's WWE Fatal 4-Way match, championship match. So Kevin Owens defeats Neville to advance into next week's Fatal 4-Way match with Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens so far who would advance tonight. And then we had 2 other matches. We see WWE Tag Team Champions Big E defeated Carl Anderson tonight. Wow, we've seen the past few weeks on a roller coaster with Big E. Big E, WWE Tag Team Champion, suffers a case of ring post-itis, but only to return with momentum. He turned with the John Stewart. We see that Big E defeats tonight. He won. Big E defeats Carl Anderson tonight. And New Day rocks. New Day is at the big top of their title reign, man. 365 days as WWE Tag Team Champions. I'm a big fan of New Day. Next match, we see Titus O'Neil calls up Darren Young, of course. We see this one again. But it wasn't a match, thankfully. We see Darren Young call up Titus O'Neil. Out comes Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund gets slammed around by Titus. He picks him up, scoot slams him, beats him down. And then guess who comes out? up Darren Young to make the save, but Darren Young gets caught. And we see Titus Neal hit the Clash of Titans on Darren Young. So that was what a very good segment. I didn't like it. Didn't care for it. Big E, not Big E. It's a Big E. Excuse me. Big Cass defeated U.S. champion Rusev to qualify, Viva to qualify, advance to the next week's Fatal 4-Way. So we got Big Cass, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins who advance into next week's Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship. And the final one, as we see Bayley, we got to see Bayley's debut. Mick Foley comes out to the ring. He announces that he signed Charlotte's running off the mouth, saying that she beat Charlotte. And she said, well, if Charlotte comes back, makes it back, she will beat Charlotte again. Just like last time. She proved that she's genetically pure. She beat Charlotte. And she said, if Charlotte comes back again, I will beat her again. Just like always, she says that. But thankfully, she didn't have to have Dana Brooke at her side last night to help her cheat to win. She did it by herself. I give her kudos to Charlotte for beating Dana Brooke. Not Dana Brooke, defeating Sasha Banks by herself. But who gives a crap? Anyway, we seen Charlotte talking, and we get to see Dana Brooke. I don't think Dana Brooke can wrestle. I think Charlotte's a way better wrestler than Dana Brooke. Charlotte don't need Dana Brooke, and I believe Charlotte will be by 5 by herself as a competitor. But we seen Charlotte's protege, Dana Brooke, take on the newcomer, hottest free agent in WWE. Mick Foley comes out to announce that to Charlotte that he had signed the hottest free agent going right now. Who is it? Bayley! Here comes Bayley, comes out to her music. Has those inflatable things up on the ramp going up. You see Bayley come to the ring. Mick Foley announces that Bayley said she wants a women's championship match. Charlotte said, you just don't come in here asking for a championship. You have to earn it. So Mick Foley makes a match tonight for Dana Brooke versus Bayley. If Bayley wins, Bayley will get a women's championship or a championship match. So we see Bayley in her debut match on Monday Night Raw, a part of the Monday Night Raw roster. Bayley defeats Dana Brooke. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to see Bayley is on the main roster finally. I'm happy for her. I like Bayley. I respect her. She's a great women's competitor, part of the 4 horsewomen. And it's good to see Bayley finally on. It's finally good to see Bayley. There's Bayley. It's good to see Bayley on Monday Night Raw. See, there's Bayley. Bayley defeated won tonight over Dana Brooke. Next we see Braun Strowman take on Johnny Knockout. Who is Johnny Knockout? I don't know who. I never followed Johnny Knockout. I don't know who that is, but Braun Strowman defeated Johnny Knockout. But moving on, trying to get through this real quickly. I don't want to take y'all's time all night. Try to get through this review for tonight. The Shining Stars confront the Dudleys. Dudleys come out to announce that they are retiring from WWE in-ring competition, which I figured that was going to happen. I had read that earlier, did a report, a video on the Dudley Boys retiring before Monday Night Raw hit the air. I did a video. You can go check it out on my page, on my YouTube page, Southern Guy 175 YouTube.com. I did a video about Dudley Boys retiring. Breaking news that Dudley Boys were retiring tonight. You can go check that out. The Shining Stars confront the Dudleys who were retiring tonight from from WWE for good. We're seeing them beat down, Dudley Boys beat down Primo Epico. We're going to put them through tables. They set up a table to put Primo, put Epico through a table, and boom, then out comes Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, jump the Dudleys. They beat down the Dudleys, and they put Devon through a table. So we've seen them go out, we've seen the Dudley Boys go out, get beat down by Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows. But the Dudley Boys are okay. We've seen them get up on their feet and walk out on their own 2 feet. Ready to go out for the Dudley Boys. Roman Reigns in the main event of Monday Night Raw took on Chris Jericho. We've seen Roman Reigns defeat Chris Jericho to advance in the Fatal 4-Way match next week for the WWE Universal Championship. Reigns hit the spear. Reigns clocked Kevin Owens. He got on the apron and tried to interfere. So Roman Reigns clocked Kevin Owens on the apron, and then he got the spear on Jericho. Got the 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns advances at the Fatal 4-Way. So now we look at this to end Monday Night Raw. So we look at this now, guys. Look at this. We got Big Cass, Kevin Owens. Who else? We got Kevin Owens, Big Cass, Roman Reigns. I can't remember how all we got in it, and Seth Rollins, I believe. About four people who are in the Fatal 4-Way that match next week for the WWE Universal Championship. You got Seth Rollins in it. Got Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Big Cass. I don't know if Kevin Owens are in it, but I believe Kevin Owens is in it. Hold on, let's go back in and see, guys. But that's going to wrap it up for tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw Fallout Raw review for tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed WWE's Monday Night Raw review from me to y'all, the fans. I love y'all so much for y'all's time, for appreciating y'all, for waiting me and getting to do this Monday Night Raw review tonight. Tomorrow night's last SmackDown. I will have a SmackDown review as always, and I will be reading up on what's going to take place.